there's something intrinsically unfair, obviously, where Dublin and Leitrim, for instance, as tiny county, are basically operating at the same level. So it would take, to me, something pretty seismic, for a director general or president of the GAA to say, look, we're going to have to take an NFL type approach, where we just pool everything and we'll try and allocate that, kind of pro rata in some way that's relatively fair to everybody. Well, the obvious response is that if you're a county which is doing its business very well, operating within your budgets, maximizing your revenue, your obvious response is, hang on a second, why are we being penalised because these guys over here went 30 million over on their stadium, are spending too much, on preparing their teams? Or they could say, we're not paying our manager under the counter. Why should we subsidise a county which is? And that's another issue. The legitimate expenses being claimed by people are one thing, but Tom and successive presidents of the GAA and senior officials have admitted that there is a huge issue with illegal payments to managers and coaches all over the country, from senior intercounty down to club level. And there's no way of getting to grips with that if it's not brought into the open. And there is, as far as I can see, no appetite or mechanism with which to do so.
Can you see a world where that happens at any time soon?
Well,
because there's a lot of talk about it. There's a lot of talk, especially from Tom Ryan's report, that we're going to have to start acting on these things rather than trying to cajole people to, lean on the volunteer ethos of the GAA.
Well, Tom's right. Something will have to be done, because don't forget, if you're a county board which is paying a manager illegally on one hand, you are also legislating and sanctioning clubs for doing illegal stuff on the other. So you can't have it both ways. You can't be the judge and also the criminal, for want of a better word. So to me, I can envision a situation where revenue will take a directed look at somebody to make an example of, and maybe that will bring an end to it. Don't forget, what's being done is illegal. It is against the laws of the land. Okay, so that's one thing. I think Tom's point is well made, that there has been more than enough appeals to the common good, to saying, if you're coach X coming into a club and taking a load of money for 2 years, then heading off and leaving the club in the lurch financially, having left absolutely no legacy in terms of upskilling the existing coaches, etc. If people are doing that, they deserve to be punished. Unfortunately, you will find, if you look closely enough, you'll see newspaper reports of, county board debates at which a club representative will bemoan, say, the expenses of the county team, and yet a small bit of investigation will show you that that same club may actually be a gross offender in terms of paying outside expertise themselves. So there's an appetite for hypocrisy and talking about four sides of your mouth here, which definitely has to be addressed as well.